In today's video, I'm going to walk you through the step-by-step process in using just a stock footage and a voiceover in creating a simple faceless YouTube video like this without showing your face in the camera or speaking in the mic. In today's tutorial, that is something simple, and I'm going to walk you through just 6 simple steps, which is more easy. You don't need any video editing skills, you don't need any computer skills or something more than that. So when you look at this particular channel we probably have here, this particular channel really makes simple videos about space which do not show their face, they do not speak in the camera, but this particular channel is making or getting a great views every now and then, as we can probably see over here. So such a simple video you can also create by using just a stock footage and a voiceover to create such a simple faceless YouTube video like this for your channel. When you look at the last view, they are really getting in depth. One day ahead, that they are getting 17,000 views. In the last 3 days, they are getting 18,000 views. In the last 5 days, they are getting 65,000 views. Just the use of a simple stock footage and a voiceover in creating just a simple YouTube video like this, getting a tons of views. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through all the AIT software needed in creating a simple YouTube video if you stay with me to the end. When you check out this particular channel, Social Blade, according to Social Blade, which could not discover the money they are making every month, but when you look at the money they are making every year, according to Social Blade, this particular channel is making close to 100,000 US dollars every year. And when you look at the views they are getting every now and then, this particular channel is getting 95,000 views each day. So this really tells us that this is a good significance of views, making them a good decent amount of money, which I believe you out there can also duplicate the same thing or also start the same channel like this. So when you look at this particular channel also, which is called Animal Insider, they are also doing the same thing without showing their face or speaking in the mic, just using a stock footage and a voiceover in creating just a simple faceless YouTube videos without showing their face. Channel just uses a stock footage of different dog breed in creating just a simple YouTube video. And when you check their Social Blade, this particular channel is making close to 400 to 6,000 US dollars every month. So when you look at the money they are making, this particular channel is making close to 40,000 US dollars every year, and they are not getting less than 42,000 views every day. So this is really a good significant of amount of views that is really getting them amount of money. And when you check the views they are really getting, this really tells that such a faceless YouTube videos can probably make you a good decent amount of money for a living. So in today's video we are going to use the pet niche as an example or for our tutorial. So I already have a niche which is the pet niche, and I already have an article in this particular pet niche. So after we have knowing the niche and you have an article within the niche, the next thing that you need to do is to rewrite this particular article and make it more unique. So after you make this particular more unique using AIT software, the next thing that you need to do is to check the plagiarism content after making it more unique. And the next thing that you, after checking the plagiarism, that you need to do is to start creating your voice over or your voice clip using a text-to-speech software. And the last thing that we'll be doing after that is to start creating our video using a video creation software. So guys, in this particular article I'll just scroll down and check and see if it has a little more information that we can talk in our video, and we could probably see that it talks what it talks in the article is the characteristics, the breed history, the training and care, the health problems, the diet and nutrition, and more. So the next thing that after we have discovered our article is to copy this whole article onto our Google Docs or Microsoft Word or Notepad. But I've already copied this particular article onto my Microsoft Word, and this is the article we are going to use. So guys, you could probably see I have the intro, I have the origin of the breed, the physical attributes, and the personality trait of the breed. So now that we have the article copied, the next thing that we need to do is to make this particular article more unique. And how do you do that? So in order to make this particular article more unique, we need to use an AIT software called Quillboard. So this is the particular AIT software which we are going to use to make this particular article more unique. So in order to do that, just go ahead and copy the intro and go to clipboard and paste in this particular article here. So after you paste in, you go ahead and click on paraphrase, and what it is going to do is that it's going to make it more unique from the original content you took from the internet. So with just a few minutes, we could probably see it has already finished rewriting. So we just go ahead and copy that, then we go back to this particular Google Docs, then we are going to delete the old content we took from the internet, then paste in the new one which we have already rewritten. So I'm going to repeat the same thing here and copy this particular one, go back to clipboard, delete this particular one and paste in this one. We then click on paraphrase, then we just wait for a few minutes, and I can probably see it has already finished rewriting. So we just go ahead and copy this one and go back to our Google Docs, delete this particular one and we paste in here. So we will repeat the same thing for this particular one also, guys. We just copy that, go back to clipboard, then we are going to delete this, then we paste in this particular one, then click on paraphrase. So we just wait for a simple minute, and that is going to rewrite it and make it more unique. So we could probably see in just a few minutes it has done that. We copy that, then we go back to our Google Docs and we will just paste this one here. So guys, you could probably see that we have our intro rewritten, we have the origin rewritten, and we have the physical attribute rewritten. I'm not going to do it for this particular one. I just do it for you to have a pre-knowledge or understanding on what to do from each step. So now that we have a couple of our script being rewritten and make it more unique, the next thing that we need to do is to check if truly this particular article is really genuine and it has no sort of plagiarism in it. So in order to do that, I'm going to copy any of them. So after I copy any of them, the next thing that I will do is to go to Google and type in this particular AIT software which will help us to scan and check if there is no plagiarism, called Duplicate Checker. So guys, when you go to Google and you type in Duplicate Checker, it's going to bring you to an interface like this. So when it comes here, just paste in your article over here or your script over here and kindly scroll down and click on I'm Not a Robot. So after we have finished clicking I'm Not a Robot, the next thing that we need to do is to check plagiarism. So we just wait for a few minutes, and this Duplicate Checker is going to scan the whole document, guys, and check if there is no bit of plagiarism content left in this. So when we see that there is no any plagiarism in our script, then we are confident to use this particular script. So now that we are waiting for it to check the plagiarism content, guys, I'll head on to our Google Docs. So guys, we are here in our script. So the next thing that we are going to do as we wait for the Duplicate Checker to certify that is to start creating our voiceover. So in order for we to start creating our voiceover, we will head on to Google and type in an AIT software or a text-to-speech software called Website Lab. So guys, when you type in Website Lab, this is going to allow you to use your business email to sign in, and when you sign in, it will bring you to an interface like this. So when it comes to an interface like this particular software has the paid one and it also has the free one. So the free version allows us to use this particular software or a text-to-speech software for 7 days, which comes to 50 clips. So now when you look at my right hand side over here, this particular it comes up with a pop-up which indicates the free version, and when you scroll down here, it indicates the paid version. But for the sake of today's tutorial, we are going to use one of the free voices. Among this one, which we are going to use is Alana. So now when I click on that, it still brings us back to the interface, and now that we are going to start creating our voiceover, so we have to go back to our Google Docs, then we will copy the intro and head on to our text-to-speech software. So we now come here and paste in, then we click on create. So as we are waiting for it to create, I'll head on to Duplicate Checker and check if it has already finished scanning and checking the plagiarism content in our script. So we could probably see that it has already done that, and it's certified that this particular script we just rewrote using the keyboard is unique, and we are good and certified to use that. So now we go back to Website Lab and check if it has finished generating our voice clip. So we could probably see that it has finished doing that. So the next thing that we do is to go back to our Google Docs. Then we are going to copy the number 1. Then go back to our Website Lab. Then we paste it over here and click on create. But before we click on create, guys, I need to put a full stop over here and step this particular down in order not to make the IITs read more faster as we could probably like. So the next thing that I would do is to click on create. So as we are waiting in a couple of minutes for it to create our second voice clip, I will just go ahead on our Google Docs and I will copy the third one. Then go back to Website Lab. So we can probably see it has already finished creating the second one. So I will go ahead and delete this. Then I will paste in this. Then I'll put a full stop here. Then I'll stop it down. I will go ahead and click on create. So we just wait for a few minutes for it to create our voice clip, guys. So now we can see that it has finished creating our voice clip. So the next thing that we need to do is to combine our clip and make it one. So in order to do so, I will click on this particular one which is selected. So after I click on selected, the next thing that I will do is to click on combined, which will allows me to combine the whole clip into one. Then I will give it the name called test. Then click on create clip. So we just wait for a few minutes, guys. So now that we have our voice clip being combined into one, the next thing that we need to do, guys, is to export or download this particular voice clip and go back to our video creation software and start creating our video. So in order to do that, I will click on download, which comes in MP3. So now that we have our voice downloaded, the next thing that we are going to do is to start creating our video by using a video creation software. Guys, we are here in video creation software. This is what we are going to use in creating our video. So let me walk you through this particular software. So when you look at this particular one, guys, it comes with a pro version and a free version, but for the sake of our video today, we are going to use only the free version. But in case you really want to use the paid version or the pro version, which comes in the business for $30 and unlimited, which comes in $60 per month. So probably the reason why you're supposed to use the paid version is because at the end of creating your video, and if you want to export your video, guys, you still see the watermark of NVIDIA logo in it, which is not good to use for your YouTube channel. So I have leave a link in the description below. So in case you want to use that, you can go ahead and sign up and get 25% discount off. But for the sake of today, guys, we are going to use the free version. So let's go ahead into it. So now we are here in the interface of NVIDIA. So when you look at my left hand side, it has a pre-made template. The middle one talks about text to video, and the next one talks about blank canvas. So guys, we are not going to use the pre-made template or the text to video. So what we are going to use in creating our video is the blank canvas. So I will just go ahead and click on that, and that brings us to this particular place to choose the particular video side we really want to use. So we could probably see we have the wider side, which is 16 by 19, and we have the square side, which is 1 by 1, and we have the vertical size, which is 9 by 16. But for the sake of our video, we are going to use the wider side, which is 16 by 19. So after choosing the side, the next thing that we do is to click on make a video. So this is going to bring us to the storyboard of this particular video creation software. So guys, we just need to wait for a little bit as it is taking us to the storyboard in order for we to start creating our video. So we are just here, guys, again in the storyboard. So the next thing that we need to do, guys, is to start importing our voiceover. So what we are going to do, guys, is to click on upload media in order for us to import our voiceover into our timeline. So this is the particular voiceover. So I'll just click on select. So now we could see that we have you could see that we really have we really have our voiceover imported into our media. So the next thing, guys, we need to do is to start looking for the stock footage of that particular dog breed. So in order to do that, we need to head on to this particular video. So when you click on that, guys, it is going to give us the access to search for this particular dog breed. So in order to do so, I will just click on search. So I will click enter. So it is going to pull out a tons of stock footage about that particular dog breed. So now that we are here, guys, I'm going to import this particular footage into our scene or timeline. So I will go ahead and click on any of them. So we just wait for a little bit, guys, because it's taking a little bit of time. So now we could probably see we have our first clip imported into our timeline or scene. So what I would do is to really reduce this particular video length to what I want. So at this point, I'm going to leave it at 6.7 seconds. Then I will click on add, and this is going to add into our scene. So guys, we have our first scene created. So the next thing that I will be doing is to stretch this particular one to fit the screen. So the next thing that I'm going to do, guys, is to click on all scene, which will give us a good preview of the timeline. So we could probably see that we now have a clear view of it. So the next thing that we are going to do is to import our voiceover into our timeline. So in order to do that, let's first of all try to import a lot of videos into our timeline. Then after, we go ahead and bring our voiceover. So to do that, guys, let's click on this particular one. Then we click on black scene. So this is going to permit way to add another clip into our video. So I'll just go here and double click on this one. So now we are going to trim it to the size we really want. So I'm going to leave this one probably at 7.7 seconds. So I'll just put the playback here. Then I will click again, blank scene. And this is going to give us another scene. So let me add this particular one. So I'm going to trim it or leave it in 7.4 seconds. So guys, in order for you to trim, you can just use this particular arrow to just trim, or you can just use this particular one, which is trim to fit video, or sorry, trim video to fit screen. So any of them, guys, is good. So I'll go ahead and use this one. Then after clicking on that, I'll click on add, and that is going to add onto our timeline. So we just stretch it to fit screen. So the next thing, guys, we are going to do is to add 2 or 3 more. So I'll just click on this one. So I will just stretch it a little bit. So the next thing that I will do is to import another video. So I'm going to leave this scene at 7.8 seconds. So I'll just click on trim video to fit screen. Then I'll click on add. So I will just trim this one to fit the screen. Good. So that is it. So the next thing that we are going to do, guys, is to import our voiceover. So how do you do that? We just head on to upload. Then we click on this particular 3 dots. Then we will add it to our voiceover. So I'm not going to push the playback head here. Then I'm going to push the voiceover down here to match our timeline video. So now we could probably see that we have our video, we have our timeline imported. The next thing that we are going to do, guys, is to import a background music. So you can probably get your background music from Pixabay or YouTube library, but for the sake of today's tutorial, I'm going to pick my own from this particular one because this particular creation software has a built-in music. So I'll just go ahead and click on music, and it's going to give me a tons of music to choose from. So I'm going to choose this particular one. So the next thing that I will do is to go ahead and double click the first one. That is going to add this particular background music to our video. So in few minutes, guys, you could probably see it has already added. The next thing that I'm going to do is to reduce the volume. So I'll just click on edit, then I'll go to volume. So I will just bring this particular one to 50% of the volume. Okay, probably 28. That seems very good. So now let's go ahead and play our video. So guys, you could probably see we have already added the background music and the voiceover and our clips. So the next thing that we can probably do, guys, you could see in between the two videos we have a white square over here with a horizontal red line. So the next thing that we need to do is to add a transition in between these videos. And how do you do that? We have to go ahead and click on the white one, which will brings a pop-up like this, and it has a tons of transition you can choose from. So the next thing that we are going to do is to choose this particular one, then we do the same thing to this particular one also. Good. So now we have already added a transition, guys. Let's just play back and see how it looks like. So this is how, guys, it really looks like. So the next thing that we need to do, when you check in between this particular scene, guys, you could see it has a text in it. You can also add a text to your video, but for the sake of today's video, I really don't need this particular text across all the video. So the next thing that we need to do is to go ahead and delete that. So now that we have already deleted the text, you can probably check the rest of the scene. If you have a text in it, you can also delete that. So now you could probably see we have a logo here. Guys, what you can do is, if you probably have a logo of your channel, you can really add onto your video by double clicking on that. So now the next thing that we need to do, guys, is to learn how to add a text to this particular video. So the next thing that we are going to do, I will go ahead and delete this particular text in between, which I don't really like it. So now that we have the text deleted, now when you look at our script, guys, the number one text about the origin of Pomeranian. So we need to add that particular text into our video, assuming that that is the exact point the voiceover talks about the origin of the Pomeranian. So in order to do that, we head on to text, guys, then we are going to add a text to our video. So the particular text that we are going to use is this one, but you can scroll down and choose a tons of them, but in this particular video we are going to still use this one. So just double click on that, and that is going to be imported into your video. So now we have our text added to our scene. So you could probably see here on my right hand side, it added to text to that. So I will go ahead and delete one. So we now have only one text added into our video. So the next thing that I will do is to double click it. That will give me access to play around this one. So I'm going to delete this particular text within that. So the next thing I'll do is to type in Pomeranian origin. So now we have the first text into our video, which the first part or the first body of it talks about the origin. So guys, the next thing that we need to do is to just play around this particular one. I'm going to push it at this particular point. Depending on the font size, you can choose whether caps or you can choose a smaller letter, but I'm going to leave it like this just for you to have a fair idea. So I'm going to play around this particular one by adding a background to wait. So in order to do that, we will just click here and just play around with the opacity, which is going to add probably a background to it and make it look more nicer. So guys, you could probably see it has already added a background to the text, which looks more nicer, as we could probably like. You can also choose a different color from this particular portion if you really want to change that. That depends on you, but now see how it really looks like. So the next thing that I will do is to send the playback here, and let's play our video and see how it looks like. Yeah, so this is how it looks like when you add a text, trying to let your viewers to know the point you are talking from each video. Then this is how you can probably do it. So the next thing that I'm going to show you guys, in case you don't want to use a video, the next thing that you can probably use is to use a picture stock footage. So I will just go ahead and click on blank scene. So I will just go ahead to images. So what I'm going to do here is to bring in an image footage of that Pomeranian dog, and we can add it to our video. So I will just go here and click on this one, and that is going to give an access to that. So I will just go to the search image, then I'm going to type in Pomeranian. So guys, we have already here, so I'll go ahead and click enter. So now we could see it has bring a tons of that, and the reason why you are seeing this iStock, because it is a paid version or a premium version. So if you want to use this particular one, you need to subscribe to the paid version in order for you to enjoy this. So I'll just go ahead and pick any one of these particular pictures and add it onto our screen. So I'll just go ahead and pick this particular one. So guys, when you look at on my right hand side, it seems it has added 3 images. So I'll just go ahead and delete 2 of them and leave only 1. So I'll go ahead and delete that. Good. So now we have our image imported into our scene. So the next thing that I will do, guys, is to play around with this and stretch it to fit the screen, or you can leave it like that. So now you could probably see that I've already stretched to fit the screen. So we are still going to play around with this. I'm going to delete the text inside. So the next thing that I will do is to double click it, and that will give me access to remove the background, also adjust the color, and also to crop that. But you can just play around with these features if you really like. But what I like to do is to add an animation to this particular picture, not to look so static as it is, you can see. So I'll just go here in types, then I'm going to choose fade in, then I'm going to push the duration to 2 seconds or even more. So in place, I'm going to choose zoom and out, then I'm going to choose out, fade to right. So I'm going to bring it to somehow 2 seconds. So now let's push back our head here, and now let's play and see how it looks like. So guys, this is how you can play with the picture by adding motions to it, which make it looks more appealing. So you could see that it is fading in or out, and later it fades out to the next video. So that is all that we can talk about today's video. So the next thing that I'm going to tell you guys is to learn how to add subtitles to your video, and that is going to make it more unique and going to make it more nice. So guys, if you really learned something in today's video, try to leave me a comment and try to like or share this particular video, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if there is something more, I'm going to reply to you in the comment section. So now that we are done creating our video, we will just hit onto the export, and we are going to export our video and then upload it into YouTube. So now, like I said, when it comes to the export, this is going to allow you to upload or to export the low quality version. But if you really want to upload 1080, which then we need to upgrade to the higher version, because it contains a premium stock footage and iStock footage, which does not allow you to use 1080, but it only allows us to use 720, which is in a low quality and that is what I don't really advise you to do. And it still comes with what the watermark of InVideo. So just go ahead and click on export, and now you are good to go. So that is end of today's video. See you in my next video. Thank you for watching.